This is Embra Jackson, Senior Pastor, First United Methodist Church, Tupelo, sharing another devotion with you. Recently, I was in a line. I believe I perhaps was at a store, and I don't remember exactly the details, but I do remember the feeling of being impatient. The line was moving slowly, and I wanted to move ahead quickly because I needed to get home and take care of some business. And so I grew impatient, more and more impatient. Finally, the line moved, and I was able to receive the service that I was seeking. But it brought to memory the fact that in life, every now and then, we have to wait. We have to wait to receive blessings many times. And every now and then we have to wait on the Lord. The Lord's time is not our time. During this time of pandemic, there's debate as to when we ought to come out of quarantine, when the self-isolation ought to end, when the stay-at-home ought to be over. Many people are pushing for a quick time for us to be relieved from the stress of being at home and being locked away from loved ones. The psalmist in Psalm 130, verse 6 says these words again, "I wait for the Lord more than the watchmen wait for the morning." These words remind us that a watchman would keep watch over the city all night from a walled area to look for enemies that might be approaching or look for danger of any kind. And if danger approached, he would blow a horn or sound some sort of cymbal to let people know that danger was coming. In the midst of this, he had to stay awake. Unlike the disciples who were with Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, who went to sleep on more than one occasion and were rebuked by Jesus, the watchman had to stay awake all night long and had to be patient. God is telling us today that we have to be patient. God is reminding us through this psalmist, the one who wrote this psalm, that we have to be patient, and oftentimes our time is not the same as God's time. It is not easy to hear. We want to have things immediately. We have instant food, microwave, instant TV. Everything has to happen all of a sudden. But every now and then again, God is trying to tell us, I believe, to slow down, to calm down, to be at peace, to relax, and to know that I am God, and I will take care of this. So those of us today who are anxious, who are burdened with waiting, just relax and remember that God still holds the whole wide world in his hands. And that God's time is God's time, and that everything will be okay because God is still God. Let us bow our heads. God, come now, touch us, guide us, teach us to be patient, teach us to wait on you, and remind us in waiting that you will take care of us. This we ask in thy name. Amen.